So, Tom, we've been hearing a lot about identity based fundraising for the last few years now. What are your thoughts on that?
Yes. Well, first, let me explain it just a bit. And this is a layman's interpretation of very good hardcore psychology and research, marketing research. But basically, the the idea is that a human self-image is a kind of composite of all sorts of micro identities. And it might be, I once tried to list my own just quickly, I mean, in a couple of seconds, and I came up easily with 10. So, that's another way to look at that for fundraising is 10 different ways to get into my head, to get into my heart, far more importantly. And so what I did, Julie, is I pulled my credit card statements from the last month to look at what charities am I giving to? And these are all monthly donations, which of course is great for the charity, but it's also great for the donor because you're kind of in the game all the time when you're doing monthly, donations. And I just wanted to point out what the identity factor was. So I'm giving to USA for UNHCR, which is the American affiliate that gathers money that then is sent overseas to help people who are in refugees situations, which is tens of millions of people are in those tough times and in those camps and just struggling to get by. And why do I give to them? Because they were a client. And they gave to me in terms of they paid my fees, but also I learned about them very deeply because that was part of the job, obviously, and I learned how good they were. And so from that point on, and I'm also in the demographic of the people who give to USA for UNHCR, which is they vote Democratic, they hate the immigration policies of the United States, and they want to do something for somebody somewhere, and they really feel for these because it's in the news all the time. I mean, now we've got all sorts of craziness going on. All right, so that's one. There's another one, Caring Bridge, which is a nonprofit. And when my wife Samanjwayo died, I created a tribute website to just talk about her and to show photos of her and so forth. And Caring Bridge manages that, and they manage it very well. And so they're going to be, that's obviously very personal. They're going to be in my heart forever. I'm giving to a youth charity up in Vermont. And I do not live in Vermont. B, though, I was a troubled youth. and uh, and I'm some of these people meet me either at a conference or these email or through LinkedIn or something, and I get to know them a little bit, and I can see who really is pushing hard to do great work. And Spectrum up in Vermont, the youth charity, is doing really good work, and they're reporting on their successes, their failures too, and the problem as it stands is brilliant and it's warm, and so I feel like I am part of a family there. Who else do we give to? Well, we give to something called Pure PUR Soul SOLE Hope,
Mhm.
which puts shoes on bare feet in countries in Africa, mostly, I believe. And it was just these were not people I knew. This was something I just ran across. So they must have had a really enticing email or something, whatever, however I found my way to them. As soon as I kind of got to their website and understood what it was their mission was, I said, oh yeah, you got to do this, just got to do this. And so I signed up. Another, Charity Water. Why do I give to Charity Water? Again, I met them at a conference. I listened to a presentation by Charity Water, and I was just stunned by the level of work they were doing, the quality of the work they were doing, and also they had kind of reinvented fundraising. And they in the old days, they would have been a perfect candidate for what was called poverty porn, where you show, the really sad situation in a village somewhere, and everybody doesn't have any good water to drink and so forth. They don't go that route at all, mostly because they've made it up as they went along. But they show the empowerment that water, clean drinking water, brings to a place, a village that hasn't had it before. And then finally is the Sophie Foundation, SOFII, and they are a repository for donor communications gathered from around the world. Most of it's with a case study attached that says why it's successful, how did they do it, and it's just like going to school. And you can go to school 24 hours a day by going to Sophie. So
that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing as from the donor's perspective, how you are connected to various charities.
right. Okay.
All right. Thank you.